Hello everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to another live stream. This live stream is a little bit earlier than usual because, yeah, I just have a scheduling conflict. So here we are. I'm so glad to see so many familiar faces. I'm glad that a lot of you heard that it was earlier than normal. And here we are. We're going to play a little bit today. um, so at first, in fact, I updated the supply list saying that I was going to be using my long line leaves bundle. But then I realized I have a video I filmed for that I'll be sharing probably next week. So maybe we switch it up and we use something different. So if any of you have any what's the word? Suggestions or requests from my latest release, let me see if I can we'll decide that in just a moment here. Before we get too far into this, I want to let you guys know there is a new class at onlinecardclasses.com that we just announced last week on Friday, actually. The class is called Celebrate. I'll be teaching along with 4 other amazing instructors that you've seen in the past. And this class is structured exactly like So Very Merry was. So our holiday class called So Very Merry was last November. It was super popular. People loved it. We're so excited that so many of you loved it. And the way that was structured was that the teachers all used a specific set of products designed specifically for the class. And you could either purchase those items and play along exactly with what we were creating, or you could substitute the products with things you have in your stash. It's completely up to you. You do your own thing. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure. So there is a class kit associated with the class itself. So, and I totally forgot to put those links, the link to the class in the video description. So let me add that really fast because I totally spaced it. You guys, I have just been running around like a chicken with their head cut off all like weekend, really. Okay, so I'm going to just put this over here. Da-da-da. Register for my new class. There we go. All right, and then I will put it in the chat as well. Let me see here. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Okay, that is the new class. I'm going to pin that to the top so you all can see it. And then if I need to pin up some other links, I'll have that ready to go. Perfect. Okay. All right, so the class Celebrate. If you have any questions about the class, I encourage you to watch my live stream that I did with Kathy Zilski and Jennifer McGuire last Friday. We answered a lot of your questions and kind of went over the class kind of topics. So let's see here. I'm looking over in the chat. People are already signed up and ordered the products. We love to hear that. You'll be all prepared. Love that. Okay, so like I said, I was going to use my long line leaves bundle that came out in April, but then I realized I have another video coming out sometime soon with that exact bundle. So maybe we should use something else. So let me see if I can pull up some, gosh, I don't know. You know, I'll just show them to you. I'll just show them to you. That'll be easier. And then we can vote because that will be a whole lot easier. Okay. All right. Well, one of the things that we could just incorporate in today's card is we could just make sure that we use some of the finishing touches stencils. I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way. We could just use some of these. We can make sure we use them. So there's this right here. There's like a little wonky line. There's some regular dash lines. So we can just incorporate that in whatever we make today. So this was the stamp set I was going to use, but I already have a card done that I just need to share that I filmed with my premium members here at YouTube. So there's the die set that goes with that stamp. And then there's a stencil set. Hello. It's stuck to this other one. There's a stencil set that goes with the background stamp. And I used the background stamp in that video that's coming up. So here's another die set. I thought this one would be kind of fun and cool. It's the Loved and Happy dies. I was thinking it would be interesting to do almost like one of those hidden kind of greetings where you have like a really colorful background and then you cut out the greeting out of the background and then pop it up. I think that could be really interesting. So like I'm calling it a hidden greeting, but I don't know what else to call it. Okay, we also have the Mothers and Fathers stamp sets, as well as the dies that match. We have that one. And then we have my finishing touches stamps. I guess I've sort of answered my question. I think we're just going to do these and do like a really colorful background, maybe with inks or something. I think that could be really fun. And then we'll get going here. An Eclipse greeting. Yes, thank you. That's what it's called. I'm like, a hidden greeting? What is this called? I'm like, what in the world? Okay. All right. So here's another question. And maybe I'll have you all vote on this. I've got to get out my keyboard so you can vote. So I will have you vote on this. Do we want to do, I'm going to do a poll here. So you can look at the chat for the poll. The poll will be a watercolor background. Or do we want cardstock strips? Yeah. Or how about a background stamp with watercolor or paint, inking? Ooh, inked background. How about inked background? There we go. All right. Let's get a vote on that. So fill out the poll just with what you would like to see me create with. And then we're going to do that Eclipse die cutting. And thank you for Emerita for reminding me what it's called because I totally spaced. I could not remember what it was called. So here we go. Let's seeing what the polls get. Right now it's kind of all even as I'm seeing everything come in. Still seeing what's coming in. Currently, watercolor background and inked background are like neck and neck. I'll give it just a minute or two until one definitively pulls ahead. I'm watching closely. On my end, it's, oh my gosh, it's still about the same. They're both like around 38%. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know. Well, I guess we could do like a combination, like it's like inked and then watercolored. We could do that. Pamela just signed up to be a supporter plus in my premium membership. So welcome, Pamela. That's awesome. How tall am I? Karen's asking how tall I am. I'm 5'9". Does it seem like I'm short or that I'm tall? This seems kind of like an odd question. Tammy's asking, where do you see the poll? You see it in the chat. If you are on a TV, if you're like watching on your TV, unfortunately, we'll be able to see it. But if you're on a mobile device, it will be in the chat area. Yeah. Do another poll of just those two. That is a good suggestion. Let's see, watercolor background and inked background. We're going to end this poll. Okay, and then we're going to do another one. Start a poll. We'll do another one. Watercolor background, inked background. That was a good suggestion. We've narrowed it down. Okay. All right, so now fill out that poll. You've got to choose between the two. So those of you who picked the cardstock strips, you're going to have to pick one or the other. And then we'll see which way it goes. Let's see here. It's still kind of neck and neck. Oh, that's crazy. Yikes. What are we going to do? It's literally 50-50 on my screen right now. That's hilarious. Okay, inked background is kind of pull. You know what? I think I could probably figure out a way to do both. Like on the same. Like maybe start out with some inking, add a little water, do some like texture things. I think I could make both work. I think I could make it work. Molly, your husband is 6'9"? Holy crap. That is so tall. Okay, it looks like inked background. They're still like neck and neck. I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to figure out how to do this, both of them together. I think that sounds great. Okay, so you're going to look at my surface here for just a moment. Here's the dice that we're going to be using today. Since we're going to be doing inking and then also sort of doing a little watercolor with it, why don't we use distress inks? I think that sounds lovely. Okay, what colors am I feeling today? Ooh, should I go for just my usual or should I try to do something different? Well, I also have a bunch of these ink blended things that they're oxides. They're oxides, but these are all of my like different like Kristina's blends or whatever. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. But that kind of screams like more autumn fall to me, and I think I want something more springy. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, I love this one. I don't know what the colors were on this one, but it kind of looks like Seedless Preserves. It almost looks like that one. Are those the same? If they're not the same, they are very similar. You know what? Just because I'm curious, I'm going to go look that up. Kristina's Oxide Blends. I have to look up the hashtag so I can see my own post. I really should have like labeled the back of these, but wow, this is like really slow. What's happening? Hopefully my internet connection's okay. Okay. Oh, Kristina's color combos. Is that what it was? I don't remember my own hashtags. No, it's not. I think, what is it? Kristina's Oxide something or other? Kristina's Oxide Combos. That's got to be what it is. There we go. Oh, I found it. Well, if it's not the exact, but this Chip Sapphire Seedless Preserve Saltwater Taffy. That's fun. Okay. Kristina's Oxide Combos. That's what it was. Chip Sapphire Seedless Preserves Saltwater Taffy. Like, I'm feeling those vibes, but I feel like we need a third color in there, so maybe we'll play with that. Okay. Saltwater Taffy. You guys are going to laugh. I don't think my Saltwater Taffy, like original Distress ink, is even open. I could be wrong, though. It's not. Saltwater Taffy, Seedless Preserves, and Chip Sapphire. It's totally not even open. Still in plastic. My oxide's open, though. Too funny. Born Lips Seedless Preserves, Chip Sapphire. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but I think this will work. This will be really pretty. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking I want another color in there. No, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at 3. We'll leave it at 3. Now, because we're going to do watercolor with these, I'm going to grab the Reinkers in the same colors. Okay. Saltwater Taffy. That is open. I have used that. Chip Sapphire and Seedless Preserves. Perfect. And while I'm over here, I'm going to get some water. Haven't done like a nice watercolory inky background in a while, so this will be fun. Okay. My water, and here are my Reinkers ready to go. Got a bunch of ink pads here I need to put away so they're not in the way. Let me get these out of the way real quick. And then we will get to our background, and we're going to start by inking it. So since we are going to be watercoloring at some point, I think we're going to have to use watercolor paper. Ooh, or we could use, what if we use Bristol paper? Karen says, when you were on Jennifer McGuire's house, within the last few weeks when your new line came out. You looked very tall. Yes, it's true. Jennifer, I think she said she's 5'3" or 5'4", and I'm 5'9". I think she said 5'3". Okay, I'm going to grab Bristol paper because Bristol paper can handle water as well, but it's also smooth. Okay, and I happen to have a kind of a larger sheet, so we'll go with that. I'm not sure what the size is. What is this? 6 by 9. Okay. So we're going to start by ink blending, or we could just start being really inky and then see where it takes us. First, I need to open up my ink pad. Have I ever watercolored using distress oxides? Yes, I have. It's just a different look. You could definitely do it. It's just a different look. Oxide inks sort of have a little bit of that chalky texture. So basically your watercolor will have that texture. All right, do I want to tape this down yet? I don't know that I do. I don't think I want to. I think I'm just gonna ink blend here. And I get to use my ink stand for distress inks for the first time ever. Oh, sorry guys, I just bumped something in it. Blipped out for just a split second there. Okay, I am gonna put down a little bit of paper just to ink blend from the paper onto the Bristol. Keep my work surface a little bit clean. Yes, Molly, an inky adventure. Just take those down. All right, this is like a really big thing here. Okay, I can use my regular blending brushes that I use for everything else because distress inks are dye inks. So I don't need to use any special ink. So I've got all of my little ink blending brushes here. These happen to be from Simon's Stamp. Yes, it is a very clean inkstand, Betsy. Seems tragic, right? Okay, so Saltwater Taffy is kind of pinky, corally. I'm going to go with a pink blending brush. All right, so I'm just going to, you know what? This is probably going to bug me because I want to just like go in there and put a ton of color down. I'm just going for it. Okay, this is not ink blended. This is, I can tell this ink pad is, you know, a few years old. It's never been opened, right? Okay, but the thing that's cool about Bristol paper is that a lot of times after you put the ink down, it doesn't soak in right away and you can come back and blend more. Like, see how I'm able to just soften out that a little bit? I think it's so interesting. All right, coming in with Seedless Preserves. Let's see, how inky is this one going to be? This one's going to be nice. We're just going for it. Purple. Yeah, see how that just kind of starts spreading? You're still going to get like the really harsh lines from the edge of the ink pad, but why not? Okay. All right, and then Chip Sapphire. Trying to not get like ink all over my hands, but my uninked hands might not survive. Okay. You're daring me to get my fingers inky? I don't think so. Carol's asking, for the OCC Celebrate class, can we use the 2025 colors from C9? You can. In the color combos that we've chosen, the first one, I think, in the jewels has plumberry and pimento in it, I believe. So those are 2 new colors. Okay, so this is, you know, I got a little bit of ink on my hands, just a little. All right, let's switch to watercoloring this. And we can watercolor right on top because distress inks will reactivate with water. This is going to be fun. Okay. All right. Ooh, Karen's in Italy. She's visiting cousins and she's tuning in. That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish I was in Italy right now. That would be amazing. What part of Italy are you in? I say this as if I know anything about Italy. I just want to hear you talk about Italy. I swear every time I look up, I see that comment from Gina and it's like taunting me to get my fingers all inky. Because this is a big background, we might as well make it a 5x7 card today. Well, we don't have to, but it'd be fun. Or I could turn it into two different cards. That'd be fun. Okay. Alrighty. So we have this taped down so we can do some painting. Let's try, let's see, do we want to add a little water before we do anything? I'm just moving my blending brushes out of the way. I know I'm going to need paper towels, so let's get that ready. Okay. And then I need to grab a little palette. Where did my palette go? It has run away. I bet it's drying by the sink. It surely is. So let's grab that. Okay. Just a little plastic palette that I use all the time. All right. And I'll just be up here in the corner. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm going to grab a nice big brush. This is a size 14. Just a Royal Langnickel brush. I'm just going to see like, ooh, look. Everything just starts moving. This is kind of fun. I'm just going to get all these fun textures. That's kind of cool. I like that. You know, I went to a Dead & Company concert this weekend. So much tie-dye. It was very psychedelic. This is giving me those vibes. Okay, I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to see if we want to add like actual like more ink or something. This is looking kind of cool as is. A little too much water up here, so I'm going to sop up some of that. Those are some cool textures. That looks really cool. All right, there's a lot of puddles, so I'm just going to dry those. That's looking really cool, though. Yeah, marbling. Kind of looks like that. looks really cool. It does kind of have a marbling effect, doesn't it? All right, I'm just pressing down these edges again because I kind of popped up. Okay, look how much ink came up with that. All right, I'm trying to decide if I want to do any, like, I feel like this is a lot of Seedless preserves right here. So maybe I'll grab a little bit of Saltwater Taffy and just break that up a little bit. I do not need very much at all. So get my brush. And we'll just break that up just a little bit. I don't even know if that'll break it up that much. Maybe I should have done the chip Sapphire, but I do like the intensity of that color. I'm going to get a little bit more of that. Okay, I like that intense color. Maybe I'll do like, I'll keep it like really intense color and do like a splatter. I think that could look really cool. Actually, I think I want to do a little bit of this just like up in that top corner. I love how this is looking. Of course, it won't dry like that, but I just feel like we lost a lot of the Saltwater Taffy because it was just such a light application, you know? Okay. Let's try this and see where we're at. So cool looking. I do like how that broke up the Seedless preserves a little bit. Okay, these puddles are going to take ages to dry. Oh, I think my battery died on my little thing up here. Sorry. The sound went out. It was while I was doing my little heat tool. I don't know if it's gonna, it might die again. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully not. Okay. It's never died on me like that before. So it most definitely might die again. If not, we can just switch to like my on-camera mic or whatever. We might have to do that. The sound will be terrible, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Now let's do some water droplets. Yes, it was drying time anyway. We didn't need to hear all that. Okay. Okay, can you hear me now? This is like through the monitor now. I saw when it died. Okay. Hopefully, I mean, I can see on screen that there's sound there. I don't know how loud I am though. Is this better? Is that better? I tried to turn it up a little bit. Okay, where'd my paper towel go? Yeah, the sound should be back now. It's probably out of sync from my mouth too. So that's fun. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna do spray into my hand, and then we're just gonna. I'll just do some water droplets. I gotta be careful because my ring wants to slide off my hand. Okay, we're gonna let this sit for a minute because I really feel like if you let the water sit on the distress ink a little bit longer, or even if you give it like a little tip back and forth so you kind of see the water, like watch this little puddle right here. You can see the water moving. I think it like picks up a little bit more color. Okay. Let's see this. Oh, this is going to be good. I can already tell. Yeah. It looks really psychedelic, right? Like an underwater scene would look really cool, like with different colors. That is what I love about distress inks. It's just magical. Like you can get a somewhat similar effect with just regular watercolor paints, but it's not the same as distress. Like, come on. That's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna dry this again, and then we're gonna call this background done. Okay, I think that's dry. Molly's asking about my ring that I used to wear on my right hand. It was like a tracking ring, a health tracking ring. It was from Ultra Human. It's a fine ring. I think I just didn't like the app, and I felt like it was never really accurate. It would say like, "You slept great last night," and then I would have slept like 2 hours, and then you didn't sleep very well last night. Work on that tonight. And I'm like, I slept like 9 hours last night. like I felt like it really was never accurate. I don't know. And I hated having to charge it. I've heard that our rings, like the other brand, is a little bit better when it comes to charging, but I give up. Okay, the edges of this are still really wet, so I think I'm gonna have to hit it with my heat tool because it was just wet underneath the tape, you know? All right, so I'm just gonna hit these edges with my heat tool. Jennifer, still smelling patchouli and old incense. The devil's lettuce, you mean? From going to Dead and Company? No, I don't sell it anymore, but it was a wild time. Okay, so now I have some decisions to make. Am I going to do the Eclipse die cut? I don't know. Well, we're going to make this a 5x7 card, so let's cut it down first. All right, so this is my Kristina's Essential Dies. And there is a 5x7. So let's see. Do we want 5x7 to preserve as much of this background as possible? Or we could go A2. We could go A2 and get 2 cards and cut them down just a little bit smaller. We could do that. I really just kind of want to preserve the whole background as is. So maybe cut out like that. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. Ooh, what if we did, oh, I have an idea. This is what we're going to do. Okay. First, we're going to cut this down to 5x7. And I think about like that looks great. Here we are. Oh, beautiful. All right, and then what if we did that same Eclipse thing, but we do a thin frame on the inside as well. So a thin frame and the grading. I think that could look really, really cool. This, okay. So this is the A7 thin frames. So what if we had a thin frame cut out and then we'll do one of these. And then it will completely be like total, okay, you are loved, thinking, I think I'm thinking of you. Oh, and there's still like cardstock stuck in it. Come out, there we go. So then it would just be like that thinking of you right there in the center. What are we thinking? I think that looks really cool, especially for such a large card to have a smaller greeting like that. You need it to kind of take up other things to take up space. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this centered first. And we are going to have to cut out a bunch of the frame and the words as well, because we need to pop them up. Or I guess I could just cut them on out of foam. I could do that too. All right, I'm like eyeing that on my monitor because it's easier to get a perfect, like how it looks on the camera. Okay. Needs to come down just a little bit. Now it needs to go up a little bit. That's crazy. Okay, that's pretty centered. We don't want things moving. Oh, I don't want to tape it down. I'm not going to tape it down. But I am going to skew it just a little bit. So as it goes through, it's not going to go through all at once. Okay. I've got to make sure I keep all my pieces. So let's hope this works. Okay. I don't want to lose any piece here, so I'm going to get a little cup here ready, standing by. Okay, so there's the outer. I'll just go ahead and put this away so it's out of the way. Okay. All right, and then we've got this frame, and then this is where I want to keep everything intact as much as possible. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. All right. Come out. Come out right there. There we go. Okay. So we have all our pieces. Thankfully there's not too many that have to be popped out. But we do have to die cut that. I forgot we have to die cut the frame. I shouldn't have put it away. That's okay. I could break it out again. Brianna, I have the Anna Griffin Empress machine. All right, let's get, do I just do foam? Like black foam? I think I want white. Do we have a little bit of foam out here? I might. I want to say I just saw some foam that I had out here, but I guess not. Okay, I'm going to grab some foam. Just some fun foam. Okay. All right. Cut down some foam for us to use. All right. And then get that frame back. In fact, maybe we'll have it cut into my regular cutting plate. And it doesn't matter on where it's located. We just need it like that. Okay. Alright, so there's the background we're working on. Okay. Kind of wish the foam was a little bit sturdier. I'm being very gentle with it as I pull it out of this die. Okay. Because we're going to need to get that glued in just perfectly. All right, let's see here. Trying to be very careful because I don't want the foam to stretch out too much. There we go. That's good enough. And we'll just lift it all together. Done with the die cutting. And we need to make a 5x7 card base. I'm completely out of like pre-scored, pre-cut 5x7 card bases. Completely out of them. I don't know how that happens. I had 5 million of them and suddenly I've used them all. Oh, I just found my other thing of fun foam. That's cute. Okay, here we go. All right, 5. That's half. So I have the cardstock pre-cut. I just don't have it folded. Okay, so we're going to start with the outer frame first. That's going to go down onto the card. So I'll just use my tape runner adhesive and get this started. And I do need it kind of like right up to the edge of the frame that was cut. I guess I could also glue it, but this tape runner adhesive is so sticky. I always have great results with it. Okay. And I got to figure out which direction this was. That looks like that works. All right. Looks like it's not perfectly adhered, but close enough. I'll just have to trim that. Let's just trim that now. Might as well, right? Okay. Just using my rotary trimmer. Too close. That's okay. Perfect. Alrighty. Just really pressing that down. And then we have to get the foam in there just perfectly. Okay, well, that'll be good enough. I'm going to use my honeybee glue. Zoom in on this here. Oh, Tammy. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. I wish we could have anticipated how many people would want the stencils. It's always hard to guess, you know? Hold that part down right there because it was a little popped up. Okay, and then just have to get the foam in there. This is what I was afraid of, the foam stretched a little bit. Should have put some paper on the back of it so it wouldn't stretch. Oh well. This will be close enough. Guess I also could have put like double-sided adhesive down on the front of the card. Just use that. Okay, fun foam is applied. Yeah, the foam's going to be tricky for sure. Okay, so then this has to go right inside. And I think that'll be fine. Okay. I'm going to do I want to do glue? I don't think I do. No, I need the slip to make it work. Okay, so just glue around the edges. I also need to get some little dots of glue, like in those little spots here to hold them down. Okay. I need to get a little more glued at this one side though. Okay, hopefully. Just slide that in under the foam. I could like peel back the foam a little bit to allow the paper to go underneath. It's working. Okay. Okay, and then I'll take that right there. And then I think I'm gonna glue the fun foam for the words. I'm gonna glue that first. Like the actual colorful thing, I'm gonna glue it on top first. Being very gentle as I handle this. I don't want it to stretch too much. But I think I'll apply the glue to the colorful words, just the underside. Just some dots of glue. And then I can put this over the top and wiggle it in place. That's not so bad. Oh, it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. It's actually working out really well. I'm kind of surprised. Wow. Okay, yeah, it lined up really well. Maybe I need to wiggle this eye over a little bit. But it lined up really well. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. We do need a little bit of a hint since it's an Eclipse die cut. So right, put that down right there. This is looking really good. Okay, is it this? Yes, that's right there. Perfect. Move this down, and then I can do the glue. I'm going to put it on the foam here. Just doing little dots all around. Maybe doing like a little line of glue as well. Okay. And we'll put this right on top. Is that right? Yeah, I think it is. It just looks so different. I didn't put the center lined up right. Y'all guys, seriously? It needed to be swapped. But you know what? It goes for the card. Whatever. It's not a perfect lineup. It's okay. Actually, it's lined up to the center, the frame is, but it's not to the outside frame. I failed, y'all. I failed. It's hard to tell that it's not, because it has both of these like blue areas coming on the corner. But the thinking of you for sure will be that Eclipse thing. After I do that, then I've got to put the centers in. Okay, so let's see, where are my tweezers? Yeah, the fact that I couldn't tell right away. Okay. Add this on. It's not a very obvious like pattern. Then we'll get this right on top. Okay. And then getting those little pieces on the inside, I think, are going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll figure it out. I probably should have done just like one layer of the regular white cardstock words cut and then put the centers in, but whatever. Okay, let's figure out what's going where first. I think that's right there. Yeah. Let's put that down there. Oh, that's not so bad. That lines up pretty well. Okay, then we have this one. How does it line up? I cannot even tell. Oh, that looks like it's right there. Okay. Actually, close enough. Oh, Amrita's giving me a suggestion right after I already said it. There's a delay here. Okay. That one was easy to line up. You know what? It actually wasn't that bad. You know, I thought it would be a whole lot harder, but it's really not that hard. They puzzle piece in really easily. With just a little bit of glue. Okay, not bad. I feel like I need to have that paper wait on there for just a moment. We're almost done. Oh, Michelle, that sounds fun. I need to do that with mine for my April release. I haven't put them in storage pockets yet. I need to do that. All right, got it. Where did I put my dies? Probably over here. They are. Okay, put that back. And I need to put my frame back. Under a pile of papers, excellent name. Which technique? The watercolor background or the Eclipse die cutting? Let us know in the chat. Okay. Okay, this is really cool looking. Look. And it's just like a little hint. That's really neat. I don't think well, I take that back. I have done something similar. It was sort of like backwards. I guess it wasn't Eclipse. I did like a, it was like a pride card. And I want to say it said, "You are loved." And then when I stacked up the cardstock underneath the greeting, I stacked it in rainbow order, like it was cut out of the colors of the rainbow. So when you looked at the card from the side, you could see like where it's white here, it was like a rainbow. I loved it. It was so fun. Well, there's the finished card for today. That's pretty cool. I feel like the center is like bowing up. Like what is happening? Like maybe there's just a little too much glue there or something. Go back down. All right, well, there's the card. I think it turned out really, really cool. Some good suggestions. I'm glad I figured out, with Amrita's help, what it was called. Eclipse die cutting. So fun. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to do a quick spiel for those watching the edited replay. I'm going to try to get that edited. If I can even get it edited tonight, I will. I might be able to. And then I'll get that up. So, all right, here we go. So here is the finished card for today. I love how that turned out. Kind of spur of the moment crafting. Didn't really have much of a plan, but I love how that turned out. That's so neat. And the fun foam really did make stacking it very easy. I think it turned out great. So just a reminder that you can register for the Celebrate class over at onlinecardclasses.com. Registration is open now. In fact, there's early bird pricing through this Friday on April 25th. So if you want to save a few dollars off your class registration, you'll want to check that out. Yeah, that's it for tonight. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you in another video very soon. Okay, I'm realizing that really frayed this right here, and it's annoying. So I might have to like trim that. I tried to trim off a little too closely with my paper trimmer, and it caught the edge of the paper and kind of frayed it. I wonder if I should just do, yeah, I'll just do just the front. In fact, maybe from this angle. I just need to take a little sliver of it off. Yeah, just that. Much better. Okay. Cool, cool. Let's see here. Yes, shimmer spray on the stencil would be really pretty, or even just like glossy accents to really emphasize the difference. That would be really cool too. All right. Well, I love how that turned out, y'all. If you have any questions that I did not catch, please repeat them in the comments right now, and then I'll get that answered. Cool, cool. Rhonda says, I made an Eclipse card a while back, and one of my friends gave me feedback to make the sentiment easier to read. It's supposed to look like that. Very true. And read it. Ask, can anyone join Supporter Plus? Yes. I have 2 levels of supporters in my premium membership. There's Supporter and then Supporter Plus. Supporter is $5 a month, and Supporter Plus is $10 a month, or maybe it's 9. Actually, I think it's 10. And at the basic level, you get access to 2 exclusive live streams here at YouTube. Those live streams do eventually become edited videos, but you get the full like commentary while I'm working on it. So I've done quite a few like no line watercoloring or lots of masking type situations during those live streams that get edited out for the finished video. So if you just want a little more of instruction, that's a great place to go for it. And then we also have a monthly member Zoom call that everyone is invited to that's a premium member. And then Supporter Plus, you get an exclusive mail art video every month on top of those other benefits. So there we go. Judy's asking, what watercolors did I use today? I used 3 colors of distress ink, mostly just the ink pads, but I did add a little bit of Saltwater Taffy Reinker when I actually painted with it. Delia's saying 10. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking it was 10. Okay. Ooh, Michelle, I signed up for the class, but I'll have to attend later. I'll be on a 2-week cruise to Greenland and Newfoundland. Newfoundland? I think it's Newfoundland. Is that how you say it? I love it. I love that. I want to go. Let's see here. Sylvia says, I filled my portable painter with my Magella watercolor and they are sticky and not drying. Suggestion for drying? Well, are they like liquid? Because, well, they're probably, okay. Magella Mission Gold watercolors are honey based, so they don't ever really dry to like a really hard consistency. They still kind of stay a little bit tacky. However, as long as it's not like goopy or like it's going to fall out of the pan, if it's tipped, I think you're probably okay. It might just take a really long time to dry. I know that for me, I live in a desert. It's like a really dry climate. It takes about 24 to 48 hours for those watercolor paints to kind of dry back completely. And even then, some of them are even a little bit tacky to the touch. So it really just depends. I would say, I don't know how long you've let it sit out drying, but maybe just let it sit out some more. I don't know. Molly says, the Zoom call is always so much fun. Y'all should join. We all get together and craft and chit chat. It's true. And I usually have like some icebreaker questions off to the side because sometimes we have a little lull in the conversation, but we're getting to know each other very well now. So there's not much of a lull anymore. Couldn't you slice a little off the left side of the card so the what? I don't see the rest of your comment. So I'm not sure what that question is. Let's see. Question, is that the purple gold fireworks spirit jersey? Well, it's navy blue. Yeah, there is purple. Like on the back, it has the castle and there's fireworks and stuff. If that's the one you're asking, yes. I mostly wanted it because I wanted a navy blue spirit jersey. But yeah, it's got like the fireworks. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, it's got the fireworks on it right there. Shirley's asking, could you make square design stencils for the dotted lines that you do? That's hard because I don't know that there's like a standard size for a square card. I think you could use just the straight ones or even do the corner of you know, like even the 5x7, do a corner, but stop at the spot you need, and then just rotate your card and do that same area again. I think you could do that, but I don't know. I mean, never say never, but my first thought is that I don't know that I have a standard square size to do, but I don't know. Never say never. You need to see my entire shirt on the big screen. Well, I'll show you the front because who needs to see my rear end? But that's what it is. And then it just has the castle on the back. Yeah. I mean, if you want, we can all go to the Disney website and we can look at what the back of the Spirit jersey looks like. That's too funny. Let's see here. Oh, that's too bad, Linda. Yes. Well, hopefully May you'll be able to catch us. Any other questions? I'm scrolling up to see if I missed any. La la la. June says Greenland is fantastic. Have a great time. I would love to go. I want to go to Greenland or Iceland like during Northern Lights time. I think that's only during the winter. Is that right? I'm not sure. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Well, that's what we want. You know what? Let me go grab a picture from the Disney website and put it up. Let's see here. Go away, unlock free shipping thing. Here we go. Spirit jersey. Hopefully it'll pop right up. It is not showing it. Okay, dang it. Okay. Navy blue Spirit jersey. Oh, now it's bringing up everyone's Spirit jersey, not the Disney one. Disney. Why am I, seriously? Why could I not find it now? Dang it, are you gonna make me stand up? Navy blue fireworks Spirit jersey. There we go. Wow, this person's like for 115 bucks. Okay, hold on. What is it doing? I'm like, I just want to take a screenshot. Okay. Okay, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like on the back. There you go. Let's see. Brandy says they are just more active in the winter. I love Iceland. It's my favorite vacation spot so far because it's so different. So it's just more active. So you're probably more likely to see it, I would assume. Maybe. Daphne's asking, how are the boys? The boys are lovely. They're growing bigger every day. I think Kevin doesn't look like a kitten anymore. Like every morning when I see him like coming out of their bedroom and he's going down to eat breakfast, he's like full grown cat. He's at least the size that Daphne was full grown. And now my husband and I catch ourselves accidentally calling him Daphne all the time. It's crazy. Let's see. There was a matching Loungefly, like a backpack. See, you know what? I love the Loungefly backpacks, how they look. They're not, like the usability is not there for me. Like I try to unzip it and get stuff out and like it eats my hand and scratches up my hand because the zipper is just such a stiff backpack. I have like 3 of them and I don't think they're very comfy. And they don't hold a lot either. But I do love them. Let's see. Do I prefer Disneyland or Disney World? I haven't been back to Disneyland in many years. I think I like Disney World at this moment more just because there's more to explore. There are so many places at Disney World I haven't even seen. So every time going back, it's completely different. Now, granted, it's been such a long time since I've been to Disneyland. There are new things to see there now. So I do want to go back and see it. And also there's something nostalgic about it. That's where Walt was, you know, there's that whole aspect. My first love was Disneyland, but currently I'm living Disney World. Let's see here. La la la. Shema agrees with me about the loungefly. They're pretty. I love them. I wish they were a little easier to get in and out of. You know? Yes. Loungeflies are aesthetically cute, not functional. Yes, exactly. I do have one loungefly. It's not the traditional backpack. It's just a little crossbody. I actually do like that one. And it's like the perfect size for going around in the parks. It's really cute. I like that one. But does my husband like Disney World as much as I do? He likes it. I don't know. He hasn't been as much, mostly because my best friend Jennifer, she loves Disney World. So we find ourselves going to Disney World usually at least a couple of times a year. So that's probably why. But my husband's always up for a church Disney World too. So it really just depends. Let's see here. All right. Well, I think I'm going to close up the live for today. I think I have time to actually edit this one and get it up tonight. So I'm excited. So I can share the card all edited and everything. Oh, one question just came in. Shirley's asking, will you make a stamp set based on your cats? Well, I've kind of done like some generic cats, but now I realize I don't have a fluffy cat that looks like Fred. So I might need to remedy that. I don't know. I haven't started anything. I haven't done anything with it, but I think that could be really fun. All right. Thanks so much for joining me today. And all that. Just a reminder, I reminded those watching the edit replays, but I'm going to remind you all as well, the Celebrate class registration is open right now. I hope you'll join us. We have a lot of fun in our online card classes, and I'm just really looking forward to it. So you can find all the details down below. And thanks so much for joining me this afternoon. I know it was a little earlier than usual. I'm glad so many of you who I usually see at night were able to come in this afternoon as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.